Hey, what's up, everyone? Today we're going to take a look at video my brother Shizzle put up, and it's called "Why I Wear a Mask: A Response to Monograph" from Agent 19. And I found it pretty interesting, so we're going to take a look at it. So let's get started. Maybe.
What up? This is Shizzle coming at you. Now, this video was made by Agent 19, and he's responding to a brother named Monograph. I met Agent 19 the other day, but he seemed pretty cool, respectful. But we're gonna dig in. I'm gonna see what I can't give my opinion on, along with other brothers' opinions. Let's dig in.
Hello, everyone. You know who this is, yet you have absolutely no idea. Of course. Tonight I'm going to be doing something a bit different. And I'm well aware that many of you have heard me make these statements in my intros before, but I can assure you tonight is going to be quite a bit different. I'm going to be responding to Monograph tonight. And the reason for this is that he did a live stream earlier today where he was addressing Tom Hanks, and he was discussing the COVID-19 situation. He refers to it as the Wuhan wiggle. And I've noticed that, though I was not in his stream today, that in the past, and when I have been in his stream modding, that if I make any reference to wearing a mask in public, I am berated. I am told that I'm stupid. I'm told that I'm a government shill. I am told that I am weak-minded. I'm told that I work for the establishment. I've been berated by the supporters of Monograph and the channel, and I've even been berated by Monograph himself publicly on 2 occasions. So tonight I'm going to explain why I wear a mask, and I'm going to do a real-time rebuttal. Let's get started.
Now, right away we can tell that this man's upset about being berated by so-called, people that call themselves truthers. And they're berating this gentleman because he wears a mask, but instead of trying to help him understand how he's being manipulated by wearing a mask, and with what he's being manipulated by, they choose to berate him because they know that he's being programmed. They know that he's following an agenda that was already scripted for him to believe in. But you know, when we know the truth of something, is it helping us? Is it in our benefit to berate people? Is that going to get that person? Because the ultimate thing is, right, is trying to free the people's minds from being manipulated in this way by anything we notice, you know? Because, you know, most people care. They care about somebody else having something done to them that's not above board, you know, and especially when we wake up to this world of truth. And I call it 2 different worlds we're living in. When you search truth, you become a more truthful person. You become a more natural person because truth is natural. The absolute truth you will find only in nature, in what's natural. You know, that's how we protect ourselves from the unnatural world that programs people into lies And that's how we're able to tell and keep from being programmed with these lies that they manipulate us with. So when you learn truths and you start to advance in truth, the ultimate goal is to free as much of humanity from how they're being programmed and manipulated. And this is not a productive way that Agent 19 is coming at Monograph by berating him because he's programmed to wear a mask. Even though, they get us to believe in these words that we berate them with, right? We get us to believe that maybe Monograph's a dummy or an idiot for being programmed to allow himself to be programmed to wear a mask, by allowing himself to believe in an agenda that was scripted for him and is not necessarily true. So, hold on a minute. Bottom line is, the more truth we learn, the more we want to help the people that are being programmed by things that aren't true. And it's imperative that we're respectful to other brothers and sisters out there that are being programmed in multiple ways. And they are. I mean, there are thousands of ways our brothers and sisters are being defined to be the people that they are, with the labels they control them with. And we're not even talking about that right now, but the mask is just one way, one scripted way that they manipulate people with. And we see it for real. It's happening to the people in our lives for real. We see their eyes programmed in fear looking back at us behind those masks. And yes, even though it makes me a little upset that they have so easily programmed the majority of people with mass mind control with this COVID-19. I mean, and it happened overnight, these people. The majority of people automatically bought into it because they already were programmed to believe in this system that enslaves their minds mentally and physically, which is the government, okay? Because that's how they program the majority of us to live. By the government that controls us in whatever nation that stole your natural land and resources away from you. Because that's what it is. The government that controls us in our lands, no matter what land you live on, has stolen what was rightfully yours. The natural land and resources that were rightfully all of ours to freely live on and live from. That's why it's so important for them to control us with these scripts, with these definitions that get us to think we are. And I'm rambling again. Let's continue, guys. So, basically, my point is, it's a must that we're respectful to people that are still programmed in this world, because there's a lot of things that people need to deprogram from. And it's very easy to fall prey to the labels they created to divide us with. It's very easy to call somebody a dummy or an idiot because of what they're programmed to believe in. But don't fall prey to that, because somebody created that definition for you to use, for you to label another natural person as. Somebody created that to control your mind with. Don't fall prey to that label, because they'll get you to use it in hatred against somebody. And if you're using that label as against somebody in hatred, then it's going to be that much harder to free them from what enslaves them mentally, whatever they're trying to control them with, whatever script, whatever it is.
You remember that Tom Hanks, the acting actor, that one, got the Wuhan wiggle early in the game. Oh, I'm so scared. And, miraculously, he pulled through things. Thanks, Hanky Panky, you pulled through. Good for you. Now, there was a story.
See, these actors, Tom Hanks, he's a big influencer. You know, he sold out to people a long time ago when he started making a lot of the money they enslave us all with. Why? Because they stole our land. Okay? They won't allow us to freely live from the resources. So, yeah. Of course, they're able to control us with this money. Enslave us with this money. But, Tom Hanks, along with a lot of other actors, sold us out a long time ago for the money that enslaves us all. Because that money is a big system that manipulates everything natural. And it's a tool for us to buy back the things that they've stolen from us. But it enslaves us to live whatever way they control us to live with, or live by. And we can see that that's the government system that they see fit to manipulate our minds with all of the time. As you notice, humanity's in a big reset if you choose to believe in the unnatural system that programs your mind. And a lot of people do. They're controlled by multiple systems of mass mind control. We have to wake up to this. We have to start deprogramming and recognizing, well, first we need to start recognizing these individual systems and try to deprogram from them seriously, because these are the things that are controlling us. These are the ways they manipulate us. These are the ways they get us to believe in their world. And they can control us with the world they created and everything they created in it. Even the language, the numbers. It's so complex that it involves everything that you were taught from the time you were a baby to the adult you are now. And we really need to start, if you're serious about searching for truth, and that's up to you, that's up to you. If you're serious about searching for truth, and if you're serious about your personal freedom and not being manipulated mentally or physically or emotionally, then you've come to the right place. We will teach you how to deprogram yourself from these systems and free your mind and free your body and free your emotions from the control that they have over you. But first you have to wake up to these things. First you have to stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Oh, that's too fantastic. One man can't claim all these things, and all these millions of other people are wrong or are being manipulated. How's that possible that one man on YouTube can say all these things and claim it's true, and then millions of others, they're going to say, well, they're going to go by the Masonic numbers and say, well, the millions of others have to be doing the correct thing. How that doesn't make sense, because when they program people, they do it in mass. That's why we say mass mind control. Just because a few may know truth and try to help other people with it, and they look at them like they're crazy. Okay? But you have to look at what's really happening. Look at how real people are being manipulated. And then make a choice not to be manipulated like all the rest. And really open yourself to truth and learning it to help you.
Story that came out through the LA Times, and Hanky Panky over there he's very concerned about all the people that are not taking the Wuhan wiggle seriously. He's very, very concerned. Oh, it's all about public safety. Tom Hanks is not alone. In fact, I share a lot of the very same concerns. On July 4th, I was at a grocery store. It was a Kroger's grocery.
Tom Hanks is paid to influence your mind with whatever the highest bidder wants him to influence your mind with. And not just you, all of us. Okay? Every one of us. That goes for any of these actors. They get paid to influence your mind with whatever they're scripted to perform. They don't care what the agenda is. They don't care what harm it does to the people that they influence. Because, trust me, they're going to influence you with maybe good things a little bit, or what you consider to be good, or what they programmed you to think is good. Or they're going to program you and influence you to believe in the things that they get you to think are really bad. Either way, they're going to make you want to do both. Okay? This is why I say Hollywood, well, this is one of the reasons why I say, because there's many reasons Hollywood does what they do to the people. This is a major way that they're able to influence the people's minds with whatever or by whoever controls us at the time. You understand?
Store in Lexington, Kentucky. And while I was standing in line to check out, I noticed in the pharmacy section, which is over to the right, I'm familiar with the location because I've been there a few times before, that there was a girl in the cold medicine aisle. She was not wearing a mask. She looked very unwell. She was hacking her lungs out. Not only was she not wearing a mask, but other people around her were not wearing masks. In fact, I was one of the few people in the store who was wearing a mask. And I'm going to get into why I wear a mask later.
Now, the reason The reason the majority of, well, not the majority of us, the reason the majority of the people who claim they're awake to truth know that the COVID-19 is pretty much a system of control is because they controlled us with it as soon as they possibly could. I mean, something with such a low death rate. Have you ever seen all nations act in coordination to take away the rights of the people in their land? Have you? I mean, and they did it right away. That's how these are the telltale signs that we need to look at and say, hey, talk about truthfully. Okay? Because these are the ways that they control us. And we have to talk honestly about these things, because we can't just buy into and believe whatever the government or world authorities tell us. We have to think about it as rational adults, because guess what? If you're going to believe whatever the government tells you, they have many ways to divide you in hatred. Many scripts to get you to believe the way your life should be, or the way they define you to live your life in this world. But if you're looking for truth, you want personal freedom. The freedom to think on your own. The freedom to be the person that you want to be and not be defined by what somebody else says that you need to be. So it's important for us to be able to think clearly as individuals, as natural brothers and sisters, men and women, people, whatever you want to use. It's all the Masonic language that we were forced to learn and speak with. So, whatever tools they give us to communicate with each other with, we have to accept and use until we can find something different. So, I know there's truthers out there trying to dissect the language, and I'm one of them. I want to understand the language they control me with, but I want to know the truth about it. You know, if somebody tells you not to use a word in this language, I want to know why. You know? Are you being consumed with just some more bullshit that a supposed truther wants you to believe in? Or is there some kind of rhyme or reason? Is there something truthful that you have to offer? A benefit for me to change the way I believe? You know? Am I going to be able to see the truth in it for what it truthfully is? Or am I going to be able to see it for the lie that it really is, just to consume me again? And these are the ways we have to start protecting ourselves from the world that they try to get us to believe in. And nature helps us do that, because nature is right along with the people seeking truth, because they're looking at the people being manipulated to do these unnatural things. And like, for instance, if you're programmed to wear a mask, just like Monograph is programmed to wear a mask, you know, because he chose to believe in the government system that controls his thoughts and actions and emotions. All right? And a lot of people are programmed to do that. And you see where that gets them. It gets them on a roller coaster full of things to be distracted by. I shouldn't say things, but a roller coaster full of lies that script their mind and define them who to be. That's better. because that's truthful. And when you choose to believe in that, they got you. You're theirs for life. Is that what you want? Is that what any of us want? We want to be under control of a multitude of people that we don't even know for life? This man, he's programmed in fear of a little girl who's not wearing a mask. You know? Instead of having compassion for that poor little girl, hoping that she's going to be okay, hoping that she gets over her sickness soon, he's afraid of that little girl, that she's going to contaminate him or other people in the store. Because they programmed him to believe that. His mind was easily manipulated to believe that. 6 months ago, maybe not. 6 months ago, maybe he would have had compassion for that little girl. 6 months ago, maybe he would have went up and offered her a tissue. I don't know. 6 months ago, maybe he wouldn't have been scared. Or maybe not 6 months ago, but a year ago. Whenever, before the COVID existed in our minds. But you see my point. They can get you to believe whatever they want you to believe, as long as you believe it. But that doesn't make it true. It just makes it the way they control you.
Here, I'm not going to cover that right now, but my concerns are the same as Tom Hanks's concerns. We are in the midst of a pandemic. Whether you believe it to be planned or not, the pandemic is very real. And until this pandemic is contained, we will not get back to normal. And people, unfortunately, will continue to die. I'm going to cover that more in a few minutes as well. Let me ask you.
All right. In a conversation of opinions and beliefs, Agent 19, you threw out a claim. You threw out two claims. You said the pandemic is very real, whether you believe it to be planned or not. What's very real, a pandemic or control? Then you said people are dying. Of what? Of what? Go ahead and say it. Continue that claim.
Shizzle's right. Dying from what? Because there again, you have to have belief in how these people are scripted to tell you things. The government that you've allowed to control you. The government that you believe in enough to go along with everything they get you to believe in. Okay, you can label yourself as a Republican, label yourself as a Democrat, and then you can go along with whatever they scripted you to believe in, because trust me, no matter what roller coaster ride a Republican Party's going to have you going down, no matter what roller coaster ride the Democrats are going to get you to believe in, you know, it's always going to come down to, are you going to accept or believe in the way they control you? Are you? Are you going to be mass mind controlled like the rest of the population to go along with this roller coaster ride that the media and the politics and the religions want you to constantly go through? We need to just back up off this world and take a good look at it from afar and look at what they're doing to these people they control. Look at how they're manipulating millions and millions and millions of other minds to believe in the things that they get us to believe in and control us with, define us with, get us to be these things they created. Because trust me, they created all of this shit. And you're going to say, well, that's not possible. They didn't create all of it. Well, they might as well have, because if they got us to believe in it and we created something in it to control other people with or manipulate other people with, and it becomes popular and they adopt it, and it's the same. If they use it, what we create, to do harm to other people and manipulate other people or brainwash other people with, yes, they control them. Doesn't matter who invented it. Doesn't matter, because you chose to believe in the world they control you in. And you invented that in the world that they control you in. They made the systems. They're on top of the systems. We're on the bottom, middle, or maybe near the top, depending on who you are. But you're still in that system. You're still in that top-down system of control. Still are. And the only way away from that system is in nature, where the animals are looking at us like we're fucking crazy. Why are you wearing that mask? How come you're not breathing the air that was naturally created to bring you life? I mean, come on. You know these animals got to be looking at us like we're fucking crazy. How come we're not freely enjoying the food that was created for us on the land? How come we're not living, side by side with the animals? They're looking at us like, where are the people? Where did the people go? And when they do see us, they see us as strangers because we're doing all this crazy, unnatural shit. Our minds are consumed with how they program us to be, how they define us to be.
Aim and clarify it. People are dying of what? What are they dying of, Agent 19? Prove each one of your claims.
Your question there, Hanky Panky. Are you concerned about how many people perish each year because of smoking-related issues? Yes? No? Hey, listen, why isn't the United States government worried about, public safety when it comes to cigarette tobacco, pipe tobacco, cigar tobacco? I was just curious. Why don't they ban all tobacco-related products everywhere? That's an excellent point. In fact, I brought up the exact same point in the aftermath of the Parkland shooting when everyone was pushing for more gun control. If it's really about saving lives, then you're going to focus on the greatest threat to human life. And the Yankee Marshal actually stated this in a recent video that I thought was very important. It was a very enlightening way of putting it. He was addressing black-on-black crime versus police-on-black crime. And he was saying that Black Lives Matter needs to focus.
Okay. I don't know why he changed the subject to race, but we're not going to get into that right now. But Agent 19 asked Monograph about the tobacco. Well, I'm going to add alcohol in it. And, he mentioned, Monograph mentioned guns too, so I'll throw that in there as well. I mean, all of these things were created to do harm to the natural men and women. They weren't created for our benefit. They were created to control and program us to consume these products. Okay? And I know some people are going to say, well, tobacco and alcohol are made from natural ingredients, and that would be true. And if you're willing to learn and grow your own tobacco and consume that product on your own and with whoever you want, that's up to you. But, and the same with alcohol, you know. But look what they do to this product that's so-called natural, okay? By the time they get done with it, there's so many chemicals in what was natural that they're going to get you addicted to it, okay? They're going to get you addicted to it in an unnatural way. Why? To get you to be programmed by the commercials to consume it on a continuous, repetitious basis. And why would they do that? So they can get you to keep spending the money that enslaves you in this unnatural system. Now why? Because they stole your natural land and resources away from you. That's why. That's the bottom line. And they have to keep you working. They have to keep you making this money repetitiously. So they have to keep inventing ways for you to spend more money that enslaves you your entire life. And that not only enslaves you, but that you believe in, that you search for, that manipulates you each and every day. And they control you with that manipulation. And we don't talk about it as truthers. Well, as people that seek truth, because I don't like to label myself as anything that they created. I seek truth. I seek things that are naturally true to help me from being controlled or programmed by this world that they created. This unnatural world. And if you're searching for truth, be serious about deprogramming yourself from all the lies they control you with. Otherwise, what's the alternative? Being controlled by those lies. I mean, I don't know anybody who would willingly say, sure, let me be controlled by these lies 1,000 times a day and not know it. Sure, I'll buy that. We shouldn't buy anything. By now, we should know that the money is a system of control to enslave us.
More on the actual root causes of African American deaths in the African American community. And he compared it to having two holes in your yard. You have one hole that's a foot deep that could trip someone and break their ankle. And you have another hole that's 4 feet deep that is filled with bungee sticks. Which hole do you fill first? The one that's most dangerous. But focusing back on Tom Hanks' monograph statement toward Tom Hanks is against tobacco, and he stated as such many times on his Twitter account. So there's that.
All right. I'm not going to be asking why celebrities and government people ain't trying to ban shit. Trying to ban.
Okay. First of all, we shouldn't have these governments trying to create these products and manipulate them with chemicals to addict us. And they shouldn't be allowed to mass market these products to ultimately kill us with the shit they create to kill us with. I mean, possibly if we did research, honest research, truthful research, we would probably find that most of the things that they create for us to consume is causing us disease. The diseases that kill us unnaturally, quicker than should, because control over us is their agenda. We're trusting in the people who do all of these things to us. When are we going to wake up and say, wow, these people do so many fucked up things to us, and we still believe in them here? We still believe in them over here on this system. We still believe them over here on this system. You know? We'll believe in them on politics. We'll believe in them on religion. We'll believe in them on this. We'll believe in them on that. It's okay. But how is it okay when we've already caught them in so many lies and so many concrete ways that they manipulate us, control us, program us, enslave us? What? You know, the thing I don't understand is, are we searching for truth? Or are we just searching for an excuse to keep living in this system that enslaves us? Are you really looking for freedom? Are you really looking for personal freedom? Are you really looking to not be controlled? Or would it be just too damn boring for you to not be manipulated by all the fucking things that they give us to be manipulated by? Oh, I don't know what life would be if I couldn't talk about what they programmed me to believe in today. What's the latest thing that happened in politics? What are they talking about on CNN? What are they talking about on Fox? What are they talking about on all the channels that they can program your mind to be consumed by? When are we going to stop? When are we going to really search for truth? Because they're not fucking around with you. They're not fucking around with me. They're not fucking around with any of us guys. And you can see that truthfully in whatever they do. This is a reset for your mind. The mind that they control. Do you want to allow that to continue? There's a reason why we're waking up to truth. Okay? And I'm not talking about just a small itty-bitty truth of maybe a small itty-bitty system that might control you. And then you're going to consider yourself awoke, but be programmed by 1,000 other different things that lets people know immediately that you're not awake yet. Okay? When are we going to really search for the truth that enslaves us, or that frees us? Search for the truth that frees our minds, frees our bodies and emotions from this manipulation. I'll tell you what, guys. I've been looking at the fucking current events, and nothing happens without a script. Nothing happens without a script. Why is everybody fucking reading a script? Because they didn't write it. Someone else wrote it for them to get you to believe in. Okay? When are we going to wake up to this? Why are we taking what people say for truth when they're reading from a script? Influencers. Stay away from them.
Privileges. Y'all want to fucking wonder why they ain't banning privileges that you fear might be dangerous? Listen, I don't drink. I don't abuse dope. I smoke a little weed, but I think if you want to drink and smoke crack, that's on your motherfucking punk ass. And I don't think anybody should interfere with you. I think you should be able to do what you want. So with that being said, I'm not gonna fucking talk about it, Tom Hanks.
Yeah. You should be able to do what you want. But you should be careful and conscious of what you're doing as well. And just like I said, doing what you want is fine. If you want to grow tobacco to consume and smoke it, pure tobacco, chances are you're going to live a long life because there's no harmful chemicals in it ready to fuck you up at any given time. Okay? And it's the same thing with moonshine or alcohol. You want to make your own and you have the resources and know how to do it, then you have every right to consume what you created. And you have every right to share it with whomever you want. But don't try to manipulate people with it. Don't try to use it as something untruthful, as a way to manipulate and control. Share it, because things were naturally meant to be shared, because everything is free, was meant to be free to us.
Getting COVID-19 and wonder what he's against and not against as far as banning shit. Wow. Can we change the subject, please?
Shame on me, because they're making money from it. Big money. That's what.
The masters are making money, huh? Interesting claim.
Why? Not only the federal government is making big money, but the
Federal government is making big money. Just like Chisel said, they don't need to make money. They need to print it and cycle it so it can control you. All of us.
states are making big money. Right? Absolutely right. Hey, Hanky Panky.
And are we talking about the ways that they get us to keep repetitiously spending this money? And they'll make these harmful things that will eventually kill us. But we don't talk about that as truth, do we? We don't try to that's not important to us, is it? I mean, saving people's real lives, trying to keep them from being manipulated and enslaved this way. Because I know what it was like to be enslaved with smoking. I know what it was like when they manipulated my mind as a young boy, thinking it was cool to have a cigarette in my mouth. Manipulated by the rock and roll music that I believed in at the time, and the stupid movies and the television shows that influenced that kind of thing. I believed in all of that, and it led me to 40 years of smoking. 40 years of the control they had over me. 40 years of me supplying this system that was chemically killing me. And 40 years of just constantly bombarding my body with shit that I know it wasn't good for it. And I know, because when I quit smoking, I could feel the difference. I know it wasn't good for me. And I know it wasn't real tobacco. It was combined with a whole lot of other shit that they added into it that I was allowing in my body. Not only allowing in my body, but I was paying the money that they enslaved me with to buy these products that was ultimately killing me. And that's the reason why I finally decided to quit, because if I hadn't learned truth, I'd still be smoking today. But I have quit for a long, long time now. Long time. Almost 2 years, I think. But that's a long time for somebody who smoked for 40 years. And I don't miss it. As a matter of fact, I quit cold turkey. And I was used to smoking a pack and a half a day. And then because of the truth and how it helps me in my life, I was able to finally kick it for good. Because I have no desire to want to go back. Because I know exactly what it does to me. I know exactly how they control me with it. And I refuse to let that happen to me again. No way will I continue to feed the economy that enslaves many. No way will I continue to feed the economy that doesn't care about anyone. Because it was designed to control and enslave. It was designed to manipulate you with things that aren't good for you, because it's all about the money they enslave you with. It's all about getting you to be programmed to spend more and more and more. Why? So you can keep working and working and working at the job they created to enslave you in. Make no mistake, I may be just one man saying these things to you, and you're like, how can I believe this one man over all the people all over the world that agree with this system that enslaves them, that participate in this system that enslaves them every day, repetitiously? How can I believe in this one man who's going against all of the people that are programmed to participate in the world that they are enslaved in? I don't know. All I know is it's truth that I'm speaking. And it's helped me immensely in my life. And if you choose to seek truth, it will help you as well. I'm out, guys. Take care of yourself.